Right, we are making a pizza quinoa. So here's the deal. Quinoa sounds scary because it's some weird grain that nobody knows. But if you put a flavor with it that everybody loves, then it's something a little different. If you don't want to even call it pizza, so people don't expect pizza, that's fine. But it's a good little casserole to make for dinner. So I got one of the log pepperonis. They're in the deli section. And I just chunked it up into little cubes. But you could use the regular pepperonis too. And then I have cheese, and I'm going to chunk that up into cubes as well. So pepperoni and cheese, and then these are the best things ever. Bags of peppers and onions. I use these for everything. I always have like 7 in my freezer just because. So I'm going to have peppers and onions already chopped up, cheese, and pepperoni. That's all that's going in there. And then over here, I've started making the quinoa, and quinoa looks like this, little tiny grains. It kind of looks like couscous, and honestly, couscous is a tiny pasta, quinoa is a grain, so they're completely different, but they look the same in this form. And it's 2 to 1, so if you use 1 scoop of quinoa, then you use 2 scoops of liquid. So I used 2 scoops of quinoa to make a lot, and then 4 scoops of water, and then I'm just going to let it sit here until it bubbles. And you know when it's ready when the little grain kind of busts open and looks like a little spiral. Okay, so now that the quinoa is cooked, can you see it? If you look up close, they all look like little tiny Saturns. There's like all a little halo around them. So that's how you know that they're done. So they've gone from little tight seeds to they've kind of popped open, and now they have their own little, you know, whatever you want to call that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just bring this over here and do a quick layer. So use about half-ish to make layer down here. Pat, 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 pat. One more. Okay, and then you need some sauce. Okay, that was hard. Make Cameron do that for you. Alright, and so we'll have a little layer. Notice please, I'm not measuring anything. You can't really mess this up. I'm not even sure if I have enough quinoa. Doesn't matter. It'll all be lovely. And then we need some pepperonis. And some cheeses. And little peppers and onions. Alright, and then repeat. Okay, so I added the second layer, and you should probably end with the cheese on top, but I wasn't paying attention and I forgot to add the sauce to the second layer, so I just put the sauce on top. So this is just proof that you can't screw this up. I mean, maybe we can. I don't know. It might be screwed up. But don't be afraid just to try stuff. I've never made this before. I saw it in the Pinterest. It looked fun. In the Pinterest, it was in like little individual ramekins. I don't have time for all that, so I'm going to put it in a big old casserole dish to see what happens. So we're going to put this in the oven. I put it on 350, long enough for the cheese to melt and everything to get hot and gooey. Okay, so it turned out okay. I was going to say it really messed up the whole pretty factor. I should have had some shredded cheese and let it melt and look all cute. But it came out of the oven and Easton said it looked like a deep dish, so I'm going with that.